Good day, everyone. My name is Cedric Mercolita, together with my co-presenter, my co-members, Rodrigo Carion, Paulo Villacorta, Michael John Estrella, and Xander Denzel Villamayor. We are the Electrics. We are here to discuss to you all what is hydrogen power plant, how it functions, what are the key components of it, and many more. As we look at the future of the grid, we are seeing a major shift towards sustainable energy. One of the most discussed solutions is the hydrogen power plant. I'm now going to introduce to you all what this technology actually represents. Hydrogen power plants are considering a promising in modern energy system as the world moves towards cleaner and more sustainable electricity generation. A hydrogen power plant is a concept designed for a new widespread source of electricity, essentially a facility that uses hydrogen hydrogen to produce electrical energy through fuel cells or combustion-based generation system. While it generates electricity using hydrogen, it is crucial to recognize that hydrogen is an energy carrier, not a source. Therefore, the process requires energy input to produce hydrogen initially. This technology is gaining significant attention because it offers a low carbon alternative to conventional fossil fuel power plants and support the integration of renewable energy sources into power grid. Okay. Now to expand that, the reason we emphasize that hydrogen is a carrier and not a source is the most important takeaways for us. Think of hydrogen like a bank for energy. We uses excess solar or wind power to deposit energy into hydrogen through electrolysis. Then, when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing, the power plant withdraws that energy to keep the lights on. It's not just about replacing glow. It's not about using other huge carbon machines that generate powers. It's about creating a system that can store a green energy and deliver it whenever we need it. That is why this concept is such a game changer for a stable carbon neutral power grid. Now we understand what power plant is. Now let's look under how it actually functions. It's essentially a massive scale-up of electrochemical technology. Okay. Hydrogen power plants operate by using large storage tanks of liquid hydrogen that supplies fuel to thousands of hydrogen fuel cells within the facility. These hydrogen fuel cells are solid-state electrochemical devices that contains an electrolyte and two terminals, similar to the structure of a battery. During operation, hydrogen and oxygen are introduced into the fuel cells as reactants. Okay. Inside the cell, the reactants interact with electrolytes, producing an electrochemical reaction that generates electrical energy while producing water as the main byproduct. The produced water is then discharged through a separate outlet, ensuring continuous and clean operation of the system. The generated electricity is collected from the fuel cell's terminal and directed to large capacity storage batteries to maintain a stable and reliable power supply. When electricity is needed, the stored energy is transmitted to the local power grid, allowing the hydrogen power plant to deliver electrical energy to consumers in the same way as conventional power generation system. Okay, to put that into perspective, the most incredible part of this process is the byproduct. In a coal or gas plant, you have combustion, smoke, and carbon dioxide. Here, the exhaust is literally just pure water. Also, it's important to note that the role of those storage batteries I mentioned, since the chemical reaction in the fuel cells need to stay steady for efficiency, we don't just dump the power straight into the wires. We buffer it in a battery first. This ensures that even if there's a spike in demand from the city, the supply remains perfectly stable. We are essentially combining the cleanliness of a battery with the scale of traditional power station. But now, next is the battery parts and the functions. Okay, since we established the fuel cells and storage systems are central to this plant, we need to look at the building blocks of the system. Whether it's the fuel cell itself or the storage batteries, they are all rely on three fundamental components: the electrolyte, the anode, and the cathode. So first, the electrolyte. The electrolyte is a substance that enables the flow of electrical charges within the battery by allowing ions to move between electrodes. It does not directly conduct electrons, but instead facilitate ionic conduction, which is essential for sustaining the electrochemical reaction. Common examples include ammonium chloride or sulfuric acid. Next, we have is anode, which is the electrode where oxidation occurs. It releases electrons to the external circuit and acts as a negative terminal during discharge. This is the source of the electrons that actually power the load. Finally, cathode. The cathode is the electrode where reduction takes place. It acts as a positive terminal, accepting those electrons back from the external circuit to complete the process. Materials like manganese dioxide or copper are typically used here to ensure chemical stability. So, the best way to visualize this is to think of anode and cathode as two shores of river. The electrons want to get from the anode to cathode, but they can travel through electrolyte. It's like a wall to them. So, we force the electrons to take the long way around through wires, our lights, and our grid to get to the other side. When electrons are taking that outside path, the electrolyte is working inside to move ions and keep charge balance. Without that internal balance, the external power flow would stop instantly. It's a perfectly synchronized cycle of chemistry and physics. Now, in the next slide, we are now going to show you how it actually happened and many more things.
Good day everyone. On this diagram, the fuel cells work to produce electricity using hydrogen and oxygen. For the first one, the hydrogen gas enters the anode side of the cell through flow channels, while oxygen enters the cathode side. At the anode, a platinum catalyst splits the hydrogen molecules into positively charged hydrogen ions and negatively charged electrons. The protons pass through the polymer's electrolyte membrane, which only allows positive ions to move across it. Meanwhile, the electrons cannot pass through the membrane, so they travel through an external circuit. creating an electric current that can power devices. On the cathode side, the electrons, hydrogen ions, and oxygen combine in a reaction to form water as the only byproduct. Any unused hydrogen exits the system. Overall, the fuel cell efficiently converts chemical energy into electrical energy, with water and heat as its main outputs. Next is the fuel cells works like batteries, but they do not run down or need recharging. They produce electricity and heat as long as fuel is supplied. A fuel cell consists of two electrodes, a negative electrode and a positive electrode, sandwiched around an electrolyte. A fuel such as hydrogen is fed to the anode and air is fed to the cathode. In hydrogen fuel cell, a catalyst at the anode separates hydrogen molecules into protons and electrons, which take different paths to the cathode. The electrons go through an external circuit, creating a flow of electricity. The protons migrate through the electrolyte to the cathode, where they unite with oxygen and the electrons to produce water and heat. And by fuel cells produce electricity by using hydrogen and oxygen, similar to a battery but without needing recharging. Hydrogen enters the anode, is split into protons and electrons with the help of catalysts. The electrons travel through an external circuit, generating electricity, while the protons pass through the electrolyte to the cathode. At the cathode, the protons, electrons, and oxygen combine to form water and release heat. As long as fuel is supplied, the fuel cells it continues to generate power. From this working principle, hydrogen fuel cell. The first one is hydrogen atoms enter at the anode, while oxygen is fed to the cathode. The next one, the hydrogen atoms are separated into protons and electrons at the anode with the used platinum catalyst. And the next one, the now positively charged protons passes through polymer electrolyte membrane and heading to the cathode. The polymer electrolyte membrane, or PEM, is a specially treated material that looks something like ordinary kitchen plastic wrap. It only allows positively charged ions to pass into, while it blocks the electrons. The free electrons travel through a wire, creating the electric current. After passing through the circuit and the membrane accordingly, once again, with the aid of platinum as catalyst, the electrons and protons meet at the cathode, where they combine with oxygen to produce heat and water as byproduct. And a proton or PEM fuel cell works by converting hydrogen and oxygen into electricity through an electrochemical process. At the anode, hydrogen atoms enters and are split into protons and electrons with the help of platinum catalyst. The protons pass through the polymer's electrolyte membrane, and which only allows positively charged ions to move through, while the electrons is while the electrons polymers membrane which only allows positively charged ions to move through, while the electrons are focused or forced to travel through an external circuit, generating electric current. At the cathode, the electrons and protons recombine with oxygen again with the help of a catalyst, producing water and heat as byproducts. By this process, efficiently regenerates clean electrical energy
So,
with
good day
only water
everyone. I
as the
am
main
Mr. Paulo
output.
Villacorta from
On
BSEE3B,
this
and
diagram,
now I
a
will going
hydrogen
to
fuel cell
report
power plant
hydrogen power
system
plant.
generates
And bakit nga ba
electricity
natin to
and supply
in-explore,
into the grid.
pinag-aaralan?
Hydrogen
So,
gas is delivered
ang
either by
hydrogen
truck or
fuel
pipeline
cell are
and
more
stored in
efficient and
tanks,
cleaner
while
than
oxygen is
conventional
supplied
combustion
from a
engines.
separate storage system
Hydrogen
or
provides
taken
more
from the air.
energy per
Both gases
pound
are
than
deregulated,
gasoline,
fed
giving a
into
vehicle's greater
multiple
range or
hydrogen
power.
fuel cell
Fuel cell
stacks.
have Fuel
Inside
cell
each fuel
produce only
cells,
water as
hydrogen
emissions,
reacts
eliminating
with
carbon
oxygen
dioxide
through an
and air
electrochemical
pollutants.
process
They
that
also operate
produces direct
quietly
current,
because they have
electricity,
fewer
along
moving
with the
parts.
heat and
So,
water
ang
as
ibig sabihin na to
byproduct.
is,
The
ang
electricity
hydrogen
generated
daw ay
from the
mas
fuel cells is
efficient
sent to a
kasi,
management
halimbawa,
unit that
may dalawang
controls and
sasakyan at yung isa
optimizes
is
the
powered
system
by
operation.
hydrogen while the other is
Since the
powered by
output is
gasoline.
in DC form,
So, ang mas
it
malayong
passes through a
mararating or mas
DC or
mahaba
AC inverter
yung
to
range na
convert it
matatakbo niya
into
is yung
alternating
hydrogen
current,
because it
which
is
is
more efficient than
suitable
gasoline,
for
and
distribution.
also
The
hindi ito nagpo-produce
electricity is
ng
then stepped
greenhouse
up
gases.
in voltage by a
It only
transformer
produce
and
water
delivered to
na
the
hindi
local electric
makakaapekto
grid
sa ating
for
ozone
use
layer.
in homes and
And
industries. Meanwhile,
also,
the heat produced during the process
hydrogen
is
is
captured and
more
released
quiet than
as warm water, which
mas
can be
tahimik
used for
yung
heating purpose,
makina niya
improving the overall
kumpara sa
efficiency of the
mga
system.
ginagamitan ng gasolina. So, why it has not gone mainstream? So, ang mga dahilan kung bakit ito ay wala pa rin, or why it has not gone mainstream, because hydrogen production through methane, hydrogen production through water, and cost, and hydrogen storage, and hydrogen leakage. So first, hydrogen production through methane. Ang primary reason lang naman kung bakit hindi ginagawa itong, or hindi ito ginawang pinakamagandang solusyon para produce ng mag-produce ng hydrogen gamit ang methane, kasi mahal. Mahal siya, and nakapag-produce siya ng greenhouse gases. The next one is hydrogen production through water. Hydrogen can also produce through electrolysis. Ito yung tawag sa proseso ng paghihiwalay ng mga molecules. Kumbaga, pinoproduce niya or hinihiwalay niya yung hydrogen mula sa electrolysis. While do sa may hydrogen production through methane naman, steam reforming naman ang tawag sa proseso. Then, for hydrogen to become a sustained energy source, scientists must develop affordable ways, kasi mahal nga din yung pagproseso na to. Tapos of course yung cost, siyempre mahal nga yung The cost of fuel cells can be high given to use of platinum. Yun yung kasi yung isa sa parts ng yun yung isa sa parts na gumagawa ng electricity gamit yung makina. Yun yung isang parts ng makina na nag-extract ng electricity through hydrogen. So, hydrogen storage daw. Hydrogen is difficult to store because of its low energy density, requiring high pressure tanks and storing fuel system. Kumbaga, hindi pa masyadong nade-develop yung lalagyan ng hydrogen. Kaya nagkakaroon siya ng difficulty sa pag-store na to. And the next one is hydrogen leak. During extraction or processing, nagkakaroon ng hydrogen leak na nagiging sayang. So hindi na ma-maximize yung efficiency na ginagawa natin.
States. Bale, malaking power plant ito na may capacity na 485 megawatts. Ang technique nila rito, hindi muna sila sumabak sa pure hydrogen sa ngayon. Ang ginagamit nila na fuel ay pinagsamang natural gas at 5% hydrogen para sa kanilang turbine. Pero ang vision talaga nila, over time, mag-shift sila into 100% green hydrogen. Gagamit sila ng renewable energy para sa electrolysis process para maging sobrang linis na ng output at wala ng carbon footprint. Moving on to another major development, we have the Siemens Energy Project located in the world's largest integrated green hydrogen power plant. And budget para sa facility na ito ay umaabot ng 170 million euros. What makes this project stand out from engineering perspective is its ability to provide a stable power supply despite being solar based. It can generate 10 megawatts during the day and maintain a 3 megawatt base load at night through multi-technology integration. The system combines PV panels for power generation, an electrolyzer for hydrogen production, and fuel cells paired with battery storage. This setup effectively addresses the intermittency of solar energy, ensuring that the grid remains energized 24/7 gamit ang stored hydrogen energy.